Yes, Pokemon Spotlight is back. I finally finished Pokemon Moon Silver like last week, so now I'm catching up on my Pokemon Spotlight videos. I haven't uploaded a Spotlight video since December, so I'm way overdue. I'm gonna try to do at least 2 of these by the end of March. We'll see how that goes. I actually recorded most of this video back in January, but just never got around to editing it. So what you're about to watch is from the past. So I've actually known for a while which Pokemon I wanted to spotlight for the month of January, and that Pokemon is Runerigus, who is the evolved form of Galarian Yamask. So before I get into that, I do just want to say, guys, if you'd be so kind, please leave a like down below. That really does help out a small YouTuber like me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. So, as I've mentioned already, Runerigus evolves from Galarian Yamask, and it has one of the most peculiar evolution methods I've ever seen. I actually did a video where I covered its evolution method, and you can check out that video if you want more information on how to evolve it. The first thing I want to go over with Runerigus is its stats. It has a base stat total of 483, which is the same as its counterpart Cofagrigus. The only difference between Runerigus' stats and Cofagrigus' stats is that Runerigus is a physical attacker, Cofagrigus is a special attacker, and their physical and special attack stats are exactly reversed between each other. It has very good defense and decent special defense, but its low HP kind of negates that good defense. So basically its defense is pretty much just like any other Pokemon's after you factor in the HP. It has a new ability called Wandering Spirit, which is the signature ability of the Galarian Yamask line. And what that ability does is whenever it's hit with an attack, it switches abilities with the opposing Pokemon or the Pokemon that hit it. I used Runerigus in my Pokemon Shield playthrough. I didn't post that on YouTube. But basically what that ability turns into is your Pokemon just swapping abilities every other turn. Now if you get the timing right as far as switch outs and knockouts, then you could have Pokemon on your team with some kind of strange abilities that they may not otherwise have. But if you don't get that timing right, otherwise it's just kind of an annoying thing that happens between each turn where Pokemon switch abilities, and yeah, I'm not a huge fan. So from a competitive standpoint, Runerigus' low HP and low speed make it not a very viable Pokemon. Smogon recommends using Runerigus to set hazards such as Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes, both of which it can obviously learn. Will-O-Wisp is also a recommended move for Runerigus, especially when faced with a physical attacker. The opponent's attack being cut, paired with Runerigus' high defense, can give Runerigus a lot of time to set up its hazards. In double battles, it's recommended to pair Runerigus with an offensive Pokemon like Toxtricity or Hydreigon, especially since Runerigus covers their weaknesses to ground and fighting respectively. Basically, in order to get Runerigus to be viable in competitive play, the situation really has to be perfect for it, and for this reason, Runerigus is in the rarely used or RU tier. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit and look at the lore behind Runerigus. Its Pokemon Sword Pokedex entry states, "A powerful curse was woven into an ancient painting. After absorbing the spirit of a Yamask, the painting began to move." So it sounds like when this cursed painting absorbs Yamask, it becomes Runerigus. If you look at Galarian Yamask's Pokemon Sword Dex entry, it states, "A clay slab with cursed engravings took possession of a Yamask. The slab is said to be absorbing the Yamask's dark power." So that little slab that Yamask is carrying around with it is actually possessing Yamask. So I mentioned earlier that Galarian Yamask has one of the most peculiar evolution methods I've ever seen, and I actually did a Google search as to why does it evolve this way, but the only thing that came up for me were tutorials and videos on how to evolve it, not really the reason why it evolves the way it does. So just to summarize it, it has to take at least 49 HP in damage, and then you have to pass under the large stone in the Dusty Bowl area of the wild area, and then once you do that, the Galarian Yamask will evolve into Runerigus regardless of its level. From the standpoint of a cursed painting absorbing the spirit of Yamask, having to have low HP actually makes a lot of sense. A weakened Yamask would theoretically be easier to take over or control or possess than a Yamask at full strength. What I don't understand is the significance of the stone archway in the Dusty Bowl. The only thing I can figure is that since Yamask and Runerigus are both part ground type, and the prevalence of ground type Pokemon in that area, along with ground type elements such as sand and rock, would make that area where a Pokemon like Runerigus would thrive. That stone archway that you have there to pass under likely casts a shadow where, I don't know, maybe a ghost type Pokemon might be hanging out. That's the only thing that I can think of since I wasn't really able to find a definitive explanation, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like my theory isn't a bad one. As far as its real-life inspirations are concerned, Bulbapedia mentions that it may be inspired from the Ingvar Runestones. Runerigus? Runestones? Yeah. The Ingvar Runestones are runestones that were made to commemorate the people who died during the Swedish Viking expedition to the Caspian Sea in the year 1041. This expedition was led by a man called Ingvar the Far-Traveled, hence Ingvar Runestones. These runestones are obviously found in Sweden near the vicinity of Stockholm, its capital. Like I said, Bulbapedia makes specific mention of the Ingvar runestones, but while I was doing research on these runestones, I found that there are also England and Greece runestones. Given that the Galar region is modeled off of the United Kingdom, it makes sense that the England runestones might play a part here too. The England runestones detail the Viking voyages to England, and these can mostly be found in Sweden, with a few in Norway and even northern Germany. Well, now that I've given you my spiel on Runerigus, I want you guys to give me yours. Why do you think it evolves the way it does? What do you think its real-life inspiration is based off of? Am I the only one whose mind immediately went to Ghostbusters 2 when I read that Dex entry? Let me know down in the comments what you think, and give me some ideas on who you want to see in the next Spotlight video. Until then, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.